Hey everybody, Don Georgievich here, Job Interview Tools. Did you know that all interview questions are not created equal? I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. You see, interviews are generally made up of three sets of questions, but the bulk of your interview depends on how you answer a few questions, sometimes even only one question. So a normal interview will have behavioral or experience questions, common HR questions, and identity questions. Now, the common HR questions, they carry about 10 to 20% of the weight of the interview. Behavioral questions carry about 30 to 40%. And identity questions carry the most weight, 40 to 90%. But if you just focused on behavioral and common questions alone, you probably would not get the job, which is really what happens to most candidates. Though you might feel you did well because you answered a lot of their questions, but you have to be careful not to confuse activity with delivering real value to them. But if you just focused on identity questions alone, you may or may not get the job either. But if you focused on identity and behavioral questions, you're going to have an excellent shot at the job. And you'll have clearly separated yourself from your competition by demonstrating how unique you really are. Now, interview questions, they're kind of like test questions. Multiple choice, true and false, those are 1 point each. Fill in the blank, 2 points. But you see, essay questions are up to 40 to 90 points. So you can miss a lot of the easy questions, but if you nail the essay questions, you still pass the test. And job interviews are the same way. There's a lot of filler questions in a job interview. Stuff like, where did you go to college? Or what are your weaknesses? Or what are your biggest accomplishments? These are all 1 point questions. So you can get all of these right and still not get the job. And that's what happens to a lot of job seekers. They interview for a job and they feel they did great. And they don't just feel it, they know in their heart that they did an exceptional job. And plus they feel that the job was just made for them. But what really happens, and what's happened to you and what's happened to me and countless other job seekers, that's right, our hearts are broken when we get the bad news that they chose someone else whose skills and qualifications were a better match for the job. I mean, have you ever heard that before? Yeah, me too. I mean, that sucks. I mean, who needs that? I want the job because, it was meant for me. It's mine. So what really happened was they nailed all the onesie-twosie questions, all the one-pointers, but they blew the big ones, the essay questions. And the same thing on a test. It's like answering all the multiple choice questions and feeling good, but missing the essay question and only getting a C+. Now, they may have been the most qualified. They may have, known how to do that job better than anyone else. Their education may have been the best, but they bombed the question that counted the most, the 40-point essay question. But, you see, these interview questions really aren't essay questions. They're what I like to call identity questions, or uniqueness questions, or individuality questions. And your answer to them is critical to your success. Now, when I interviewed candidates while working at ExxonMobil and other technology firms in Cleveland, Ohio, we had a certain set of questions that carried all the weight. And if candidates could answer these questions correctly, we looked past all their other answers on questions that they flubbed on. And in most cases, it didn't really matter why they left their last job, or why they were fired, or why they'd been out of work for 2 or more years. It just didn't matter. Why they couldn't answer their greatest weakness or strengths. It didn't matter because their answer to the identity question was everything we needed to hear. Did you ever hear the saying, a picture is worth 1,000 words? Of course you have. And you see, a good answer to an identity question is just like a picture. And your answer to that one question sums you up to an employer like nothing else. So imagine if you knew all these identity questions. And, well, there's not just one, but there's many. And they come in different forms. And you may not even recognize them. And you're probably thinking, so, how am I supposed to spot them in an interview if I don't even know what to look for? Well, the good news is I've got them. And not just the ones from my private stash and my recruiting days, but you see, I've got customers all over the world who send me identity and behavioral questions that they were hit with in their interviews. So I've got quite an extensive list of these questions from companies all over the world. And I'm going to just give you these questions, all of them, for free. And I'm going to do it in the next video. And I'm even going to tell you how to answer them in this short video series that you can watch in less than an hour. But before I tell you more about identity questions, I want to teach you the right way to answer behavioral questions. And I'll do this in the next video. I'll send you the link in a day or two. Or if you want to watch it right now, just like this page on Facebook, or tweet it, or share it on Google+, and I'll queue it up for you right now. But what I'd like you to do right now is scroll down and leave me a comment. Tell me what has been happening in your interviews. What happened in your last job interview? Did it go well? Did you bomb it? What do you think you did wrong? Or, what did you do right that they offered you the job? I would really love to hear your comments, and I'll see you in the next video.
Don, this is Karen Fair, and I just landed a job as the General Counsel for Mideast Operations for ITT, and I want to thank you for all of the great advice that you gave to me. Not only did your guide provide me with a lot of great confidence, but you cared enough to send me your personal advice as easy as an email away, and you did that quite extensively. And there's not too many people left in this world that would be willing to do that. I really want to thank you for everything. I never thought it would again be possible that I'd be able to serve our courageous men and women operating in harm's way. This is just a fantastic opportunity, and I want to thank you personally for paving the way for me and helping me get that confidence back, and for more importantly, being there for me in a very personal way. Again, thanks, Don. Take care. Bye-bye.